joining this session. So yeah, so as part of this demo session, so I'm going to first introduce myself. Then we'll discuss about uh, Playwright. So then we'll discuss about Playwright versus Selenium architecture. So then we'll discuss about Playwright futures. So then we'll discuss about LLM agents in Playwright. And so why should we learn Playwright? Yeah, so let us cover these topics, and at the end we'll discuss about course content and prerequisites to learn this course. Okay. Yeah, so what is a Playwright? So basically, Playwright is a modern web automation tool. I think earlier, so most of the people were using Selenium, but Playwright is a most advanced web automation tool that has been emerged in the market. And this Playwright supports both web application automation as well as API automation, and it is a open source automation tool, and this is LLM friendly. So compared to Selenium, Playwright is more LLM friendly, and you can build the agents using Playwright. And Playwright, it supports both the end-to-end automation. You can perform API automation and also component testings. All those things can be performed with the help of Playwright. So I think if you have already worked with Selenium, so Selenium is purely for web application automation. You cannot do API automation with Selenium. So if you want to do API automation with Selenium, you might need to use some external tools like REST assured or any HTTP client. Those kind of tools you have to use. But Playwright has inbuilt support for API automation as well as web application automation. So now let us discuss what are the features of Selenium versus Playwright. So if you consider the Selenium, Selenium uses HTTP JSON wire protocol or CCC protocol. So in Selenium, we have multiple versions like Selenium 3 and Selenium 4. The Selenium 4 is the latest version of the Selenium, which actually architecture using CCC protocol. And before that, Selenium 3 has JSON wire protocol. So if you compare that architecture with Playwright, so Playwright uses WebSocket protocol. So shortly we'll discuss like what is the difference between JSON wire protocol or a CCC protocol and the difference between the CCC protocol and WebSocket protocol. We'll discuss that shortly. So compared to the speed, the Selenium test cases are a bit slow compared to Playwright. So Playwright test cases are lightning fast. And wait time. So if in Selenium, you have to explicitly specify the wait times. Like you might heard about implicit wait, explicit wait, fluent wait, thread dot sleep. So like that, there are different waits with the help of which we need to achieve the synchronization in Selenium. But in Playwright, there is an inbuilt mechanism for wait. So you don't need to provide any wait times. So the wait times will be taken care by Playwright automatically. So architecture. So the Selenium is built on one driver per browser, and in Playwright it uses the browser context. So in network, so requires proxy for interception, but in Playwright it supports a native network mocking and interception. We'll discuss shortly what are all these things. So now if you consider the architecture of the Selenium, so the architecture of the Selenium 4 looks like this. So this is the architecture of Selenium 4. So in Selenium, let's say you wrote any automation script. So that automation script has to interact with the drivers. So this driver will interact with the browser. So let me show you with the help of an example. So I'll run a program. So then I'll discuss like what Selenium uses and what is the architecture of the Selenium. Then we'll compare the architecture of Selenium with Playwright. So this is a simple program. So that I have written in. So this is a simple program that I have written in Selenium. So now this test case I have written in TestNG and it is Java. So Selenium Java test case. So let me run this. So I'm just running this test case. So now it will simply navigate to this website and it will click on skip. Then it will enter the name. So that is the mode of this test case. It will click on skip and it will enter the, it will just the use, enter the username. Yeah, this is the website. It will go to here. It will go to the sign up page and it will simply enter the name. So this is what this test does. So here, whatever the test case you have written here, this test case we call as client script, or I can say this is as automation script, or this you can also call as a client. So in Selenium WebDriver, it supports multiple programming languages, like it supports Java, Python, C Sharp, JavaScript, Ruby. So you can write the automation script in any of these programming languages. This is called client. So whatever the test case you have written in Selenium, these test cases doesn't has the capability to directly interact with the browser. So in between your automation scripts and browser, there is an intermediate layer called driver. So generally, if you work with Selenium WebDriver, so if you are working with Chrome browser, you need to use Chrome driver.exe, which is called Chrome driver. In the same way, for Firefox, there is a Gecko driver. For Internet Explorer driver, so for IE browser, there is an IE driver. In the same way, Edge and Safari. That means for each of the browser, you need a separate driver. So what is the role of this driver here? Because whatever the script you have written, they cannot directly interact with the browser. So first the request has to be sent to the driver instance. Then driver is going to convert that to a browser understandable format and that will be sent to the browser. So browser will execute that actions. Again, it will send back to the driver exe file. Then driver will communicate with the automation script. So this is the format that how Selenium communicates with the browser. And here the protocol that is used between your automation script and driver is 333 protocol, and it communicates using 333 protocol, and it uses HTTP connection. So that means whenever when you run a script, suppose this is the script I ran. First, I am launching the Chrome browser. Then I'm maximizing the browser. So for each of the command you have written here, this command has to go to the driver of the corresponding browser. Here I'm opening the Chrome browser. So it will send a request to Chrome driver. So Chrome driver is nothing but driver.exe file. So I think if you search here, right? So I would say download Chrome driver.exe. So for each Chrome browser, so you need to install these driver files. So I think you can have, yeah, for each version of the Chrome browser, you will get one exe file. That is Chrome driver.exe. So that is called, that executable file is called Chrome server. In the same way for Firefox, you will have Gecko driver, which is acts as a server. So whatever the request you have sent here, so first it will create an HTTP connection. So for each request, it has to open a HTTP connection to driver. Then whatever the command you wrote, that command will be sent over HTTP connection to the browser, the driver instance. Driver will send that to browser. Second, browser will respond to your Chrome driver.exe file. Then Chrome driver.exe file will communicate back to your automation script over the WCC protocol, and it uses HTTP connection. So this is the one of the reason that Selenium is a bit slow, because each time a connection has to be established to the Chrome driver.exe file or the corresponding exe file. Then it has to send that command over the HTTP. So every time the request has to send to the driver.exe, from driver.exe to the browser. So this has to happen for each and every command. So here, if you observe here, so this is the first command we are running. So this is going to open a connection using HTTP, and it will communicate to the driver.exe file, go to the browser, then browser will open. Again, it will communicate back to Chrome driver.exe, then it will communicate back to your automation script. So once this is execution is done, it will close the connection. Again, for the second command, it has to open again a new HTTP connection. Again, it will communicate drive with driver.exe, then to the browser. So this process will occur for each and every command that you have written in Selenium. So here there are two things that are causing latency. The first one is a driver.exe file. Every time request has to send to the driver.exe from there to the browser. So this will consume sufficient amount of time. So this makes Selenium script a bit slow. Again, for each command we are opening an HTTP connection. So the HTTP connection has to be opened for each and every command that we are writing in the automation script. So this also causes a lot of latency. So these are the main reasons that Selenium is a bit slow compared to Playwright. So and the main reason is the driver.exe file. The other reason is the HTTP protocol over which it communicates. Okay. So this is about the architecture of the Selenium. So and this HTTP connection will be opened and closed for each and every command. So now let us discuss how the architecture of a Playwright looks like and what it makes more faster. So the Playwright architecture is very simple, whereas in Selenium we have driver in between, the driver.exe file, but in Playwright there is no driver needed. So still Playwright supports JavaScript, Python, Java, C Sharp. It also supports TypeScript. So now let me run a simple Playwright script. This is how the Playwright script looks like. So let me run this. Yeah, so this is my simple test. So again, what this test does is, it will go to this website. Okay. So it will go to this website and enter this full name. So that is the intention of this test case. And let me run this. So yeah, I'll just direct run this npx. So Playwright test. So test class. Later we'll discuss in detail. So this is a simple script that I am running in Playwright. So this will launch the browser. I think there is a spelling mistake here. So let me run this. Yeah. So now we should open the Chrome browser. It will go to the navigate to the website and it will enter the username. So this is a script that we have written in Playwright. So now let us understand what is the difference between Playwright and Selenium architecture. So in the Playwright, whatever the script that I have shown, that is a client script. And that I have written in the TypeScript. So whatever the script you have written here, it has a capability to directly interact with the browser. So the Playwright doesn't require any server in between. So whatever the script you have written, it will directly communicate with the browser. It will directly inject into the browser. It will directly communicate with the browser. And one more thing is this communication between your automation script and browser happens with the help of WebSocket protocol. So what is the difference
Sorry,
between?
Madhu, your voice is breaking badly.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now clearly? Hello? Is it clear now?
No, no, your voice is break.
Okay, just a minute. So is it clear now or is still?
It's clear now, yeah.
Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me now? Okay. So can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So with respect to the Playwright architecture, so here whatever the automation script that you have written, so they can directly interact with the browser. So because there is no server in between here, since there is no server, so whatever the scripts you have written, they can directly interact with the browser. And one more thing here, so here we use WebSocket protocol. So what is the difference between the HTTP protocol and WebSocket protocol? So as I told you earlier, the HTTP connection protocol has to be established for each and every command. So, but in Playwright, the WebSocket, once it, suppose let's say for the first command, it will establish a connection. Once the connection is established, it supports the two-way communication. So it is not going to be open for each and every command. Rather, First, it will establish the connection, and all the commands that we have written, they can freely flow over this WebSocket connection. It will send request to the browser, and browser will respond back over the same connection to your automation script. Then again, it will send the next command. So that means once the WebSocket connection is established, then the commands will flow smoothly over this WebSocket connection. So here there will be no socket the connection latency. So this is one of the main reason that Playwright is lightning fast compared to Selenium. The first reason is there is no server in between. That is the first reason. The second reason is it uses WebSocket protocol. The WebSocket protocol supports two-way communication. And one more thing, in Selenium, you need to use auto waits. So because sometimes the website may not load immediately, for that you need to use some auto wait commands so we have multiple auto wait commands fluent wait or implicit wait, explicit wait. You have to specify those. But in Playwright, you don't need to use any auto wait mechanism. Suppose this is the script we have written. So I'm identifying a element here. So now suppose let's say if this is taking some time, then Playwright has internal wait mechanism. So it has auto wait mechanism. You don't need to specify any auto wait. So this is also one of the main reason that Playwright is lightning fast compared to Selenium. The first thing is Playwright doesn't have any server concept. The second thing is the Playwright uses WebSocket connection, and third thing, it uses auto wait mechanism. So because of all these reasons, Playwright is super fast compared to Selenium. So now let us discuss what are the browsers that are supported by Playwright. So unlike Selenium, the Playwright also supports these browsers. It supports Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit. So Chromium means it supports Chrome and Edge browser. It supports Firefox and WebSocket and Safari browser. WebKit is nothing but Safari browser. These are the browsers supported by Playwright. And so what are the languages that Playwright supports? So in Playwright, you can write the automation scripts using any of these programming languages. You can use JavaScript or TypeScript. You can use Python, Java, or C Sharp. You can use any of these programming languages. So now, and one more difference is, suppose let's say in Selenium, I wrote an automation script. So this is a script I have written. So currently in my mission, I have the following browser version. The Chrome browser version in my local mission is, let's say 116. So now what is the version that I am using? For Selenium, I have installed this version. This is 4.440. This is the Selenium version I have installed. So this Selenium version 4.00, this supports 116 Chrome version. But let's say after few months, your browser got updated. So let's say it become 118, Chrome version 118. So in that case, this may or may not support because the Selenium version you have is 4.440. This may not be compatible with this version. So you may get some kind of errors. Now what you need to do is you need to upgrade your Selenium version to support this Chrome version. So let's say I upgraded this to the new version, let's say 4.6 got released. So you have to upgrade this because the Selenium always interact with the local browser that you have installed. So currently this is the browser version, this is the Chrome browser I have installed. Selenium always interacts with the browser that you have installed on your missions. It can be a Chrome browser or it can be a Safari, it can be Firefox, any browser. The scripts that you have written in Selenium, it always interact with your local browsers. So after some time, if the browser version changes, the Selenium test cases may fail. So to overcome from that or to make those test cases work, you need to upgrade your Selenium version. So this is also one of the reason that your Selenium test cases may flaky. Same can happen. Like I moved this to CI/CD. In the CI/CD, if you have a different version of a Chrome browser, your test may fail. But the Playwright test cases are very stable. The reason is, suppose if I am installing a Playwright version, let's say I am installing Playwright version 7. So along with the Playwright version, you will also get set of browsers. These are called browser bindings. So whenever you install the Playwright, along with the Playwright version, you will also get some set of browsers which are default you will get from the Playwright installation itself. So this version of Playwright 7 supports some set of browser bindings. Now, if you use the same Playwright version 7 in some other machine, there also will get the same set of browser versions. That means wherever you use this Playwright version 7, it can be in your local system, or it can be on server, or it can be on other dev mission. In all the places, if you install Playwright 7, you will have the same set of browser versions, same set of browser bindings, because when you install Playwright, you will also get the browser bindings along with your Playwright installation. So because of this, what happens? It will make sure that you have the same version of the browser bindings in all the systems. So it makes your test more stable and more reliable compared to Selenium tests. And Playwright can also interact with your local browsers, but generally we prefer to use the browser bindings that comes along with the Playwright. So this is also one of the main reason that Playwright tests are more stable compared to Selenium tests. Yeah, so now let us discuss. So why should we learn Playwright? So because of all these features, the Playwright is becoming more stable and it is more reliable tool compared to Selenium. Because when you go with Selenium, the maintenance is more and the execution time is more. So execution time is more means obviously the cost is more, because whenever you go for CI/CD pipelines or whenever you run some servers, as the execution time is more, obviously the building and the cost of the automation increases. Again, you see a lot of flaky test cases. You need to fix them. You need to update the browser versions. All those make Selenium costly compared to the Playwright. So because of all these features that we discussed in Playwright, the Playwright is more reliable and more stable, and the maintenance cost is very low compared to Selenium. So because of all these reasons, now most of the companies are migrating the test cases from Playwright to from Selenium to Playwright to take the advantage of these features. So along with those features, it also have supports these auto weightings. As I told you, in Playwright, you don't need to specify any auto weight mechanism to achieve the synchronization. It has inbuilt auto weight mechanism. The test cases are more fast compared to Selenium, and it has inbuilt test runner. I think if you would have worked with Selenium earlier, in Selenium you cannot write test cases directly. You might need to use Cucumber, which is a BDD framework, or you might need to use TestNG. So because by default Selenium doesn't have any test framework. But if you come to Playwright, it has a default Playwright test framework where you can directly write the test cases. You don't need to depend on any external tool. And Playwright also have internal screenshot taking mechanism. You don't need to write any extra code to take the screenshots or to take the videos. Everything will be taken care by Playwright by default or by inbuilt. It reduces lot of the code, and it has powerful debugging mechanism. Internally we have debugging facility in the Playwright, and Playwright also allow you to intercept the network calls and to get the required UI or required expect results. So this will help you whenever the actual application is not ready, but if you wanted to make the test cases, we can use this network interception, and it supports the parallel execution by default. In Selenium, if you want to achieve parallel execution, you need to depend on Selenium Grid, or you need to depend on any external tools like TestNG or JUnit. But in the Playwright, it has native parallel execution. You don't need to depend on any external tools. By default, Playwright test framework itself support the parallel execution. So at the end of the session, I will show you some sample results and how those looks like in the Playwright, how the screenshots and how the videos looks like. Okay. Yeah, so these are the main features. Along with that, there is one more feature called Playwright Code Gen. So what is the advantage of the Playwright Code Gen? So the Playwright Code Gen is a tool which will help you to record your test cases and generate the code and generate the locators. So I'll show you an example here. So I want to launch Playwright Code Gen, and I want to Yeah, so I launch this URL. I want to enter some details here and I want to record this test case using Playwright code gen. So let's try that. So yeah, let us go to Playwright. So npx Playwright code gen. So then you can give the URL. So it will open up the Playwright code gen. Yeah. So it has opened the Playwright code gen. So now using this Playwright code gen, so I will perform the actions here. So I'll enter some data here. So now if you see right side, it is automatically generating the test case for you. All the locators and everything will be generated. And based on the language you are using, you can shift that. So this is generated in the TypeScript. If you want, you can move that to Python or you can move that to C Sharp or Java. You can do that. So that means this Playwright code gen will help you to reduce your manual effort while writing the automation test cases. It will help you to identify the locators and you can keep the assertion and you can record your whole entire test cases and you can export that to a different language of Playwright if you wanted to. So this is also one of the best feature that is available in the Playwright. And one more thing is Playwright is very LLM friendly. So now I want to show how the Playwright script looks like. So let me run that. So yeah, in Playwright, by default, we have screenshots and video features available. You can simply enable here and you can use them. So I would say screenshot, I would say video. So yeah, we can go and use here in the video section. Yeah. So here I will keep video on because you don't need to write any extra code here. Just I'll go to the Playwright configuration file and keep video on. Again, I would say screenshot. Yeah, you just keep on. That's it. But in Selenium, if you have already worked on that, if to take the video, you have to write a lot of code. To take the screenshot, you have to write a lot of code. But all those things are not required in Playwright. It's just a configuration parameter. So let me run my test case, the previous run, and I'll show you how the report looks like. Yeah. So it is done, and let me open this. Yeah, now you can see. So it produced the screenshot and it produced the video. So it is very simple in Playwright. So along with that, and Playwright has a tool called Playwright MCP, which is very LLM friendly. So what is the use of this Playwright MCP and why should I use Playwright MCP and how it integrates with the LLMs? And coming to this AI era, I don't want to write automation test cases the traditional way. In the traditional way, how you write the automation test cases, I'll open a web page, I'll manually identify the locators, and I'll write the piece of code. In a day, you can write 2, 3 test cases. But with the help of Playwright MCP, so MCP means Model Context Protocol. This Playwright MCP, you can integrate with large language models and we can make use of GitHub Copilot. What it can do is we can achieve codeless automation. So I'll show you an example. Yeah, so I did not copy that code, but you can copy and you can use while writing the test cases. So what is the use of this Playwright MCP? So with the help of this Playwright MCP, we can integrate with GitHub Copilot and large language models. Here you don't need to write any code. What all you can do is you can simply write your test cases manually in a plain English. That test case you can provide as input to your LLM. Now what it will do is it will generate automation test case for you automatically. You don't need to write any piece of code. So let us try with a simple example. So now my intention is I want to go to this SaaS demo website. I want to enter username, password, click on sign in. So this test case I am going to write manually. So now let us try this. I would say navigate to the website. So this is the website and enter the username. So what is the username here? So I want to enter the username as standard user, enter password. The password is secret sauce and click on login button. So this is the test case I wanted to automate. So this is the test case I wanted to automate. So now I'm not going to write any code for this. So I already have a setup. Here I have a GitHub Copilot. This is my GitHub Copilot. I already integrated this. Now this has been integrated with Playwright MCP server. So now here this is the plain English language test. Now I wanted to generate an automation test case. I am not going to write any piece of code here. I'll just go to GitHub Copilot and give you a test case. So now what I will do is I would say generate automation test case for the below. So now I'll copy this code. This is a prompt. I'm giving this prompt to GitHub Copilot. Let's see what it says, what it will do. I'm expecting that it should now launch the Chrome browser, then go to the sourcedemo.com, enter username and password, click on login. Along with that, I want it to generate an automation test case. So now it is creating a test case. So yeah. So now it is asking me to keep, yeah, it is asking me to allow this session. I'll click on this. So now, yeah. So let's wait for some time. It will verify. Yeah, so it is run. It has run and it has generated the test cases. You can ask it to run the test case, run this test case. So if I say run this test case, it will run, but it has already generated the automation test case. So now whatever test case it has generated, it is trying to execute. Okay, I think it has already executed, but it has generated the test case. Now, if you observe here, now I can run this test case. So let me run this. So yeah, so what is the test case name? Source demo. So now if I run this, it will launch the website. It will enter username and password, click and sign in. So if you observe here, I did not write the test case. I just gave a plain English language. This is a plain English language prompt that I have provided. Then the LLM, it has integrated with Playwright MCP server and it has generated automation test case for us automatically. So this is the power of integrating Playwright MCP server with LLMs. So what kind of LLMs I have integrated? If you see here, I ran this GitHub Copilot in agent mode, and here I have multiple models. So it can integrate with these LLMs. So whatever the command you have written here, these commands will be sent to the LLM. LLM will analyze that. It will send request to the Playwright MCP server. Playwright MCP server has some tools internally, and it is going to generate the automation test case for you, and it will keep the test case. So like this, you can generate as many automation scripts as you want. And also you can generate the automation framework also by integrating with Playwright MCP with LLMs and GitHub Copilot. So we are going to discuss all these things in detail. Along with that, in Playwright, we have three different agents. So let me show you that. So in the Playwright, we have three different agents. So what are the three different agents in Playwright? There is a planner agent, generator agent, and healer agent. So what these three agents does is the planner agent, it can explore any website automatically and it generate the automation test, manual test cases for you. And using generator agent, you can generate the automation test cases. And using healer agent, once you run the test cases, if there are any failures, you can ask the healer agent, it will fix them automatically. Let's try for a simple website. First, we will try to install the agents. So I'll say Playwright AI agents. So there is a simple step to install this. Once you install, you will get these agents automatically. So I'll run this command. So let me run this command. Yeah. So it will install the agents. Now you see it has installed three agents. So Playwright test generator agent, healer agent, and planner agent. Now what I will do is you already integrated GitHub Copilot with LLMs. and we have MCP server already installed. So this we will discuss in detail when we start the course, just for your understanding. Now what I wanted to do is, I'll go to this website, MSR trainings, and I wanted to generate automation test cases. First, I will generate the manual test cases. From manual test cases, we want to generate the automation. So now what I will do is just go to your GitHub Copilot. In the agents, select Playwright test agent, test planner. Now I would say explore and generate test cases for this website. Let me run this. Now it will explore the website automatically itself. It will not ask for any scenarios from our side. It itself will explore entire application and it will generate the test plan. The manual test cases it will generate automatically. But here it will ask for our permission to execute the test cases. Yeah, I'll give. So I'll give that permission. So I will give the permission in this session. Now it will export the website automatically. So this is the planner agent that is available in Playwright. So allow in this session. Now it will export the entire website. It will generate the manual test cases for you. So let us wait for 4 to 5 minutes. It will generate the complete test plan for this. So in between, it will just ask for your permission to access the website and the Playwright MCP tools. Once everything is done, it will generate the automation. Sorry, manual test case. It will generate first. So it is exploring the website automatically. So I did not give any comments. I just gave a prompt.
Is it okay to ask just a quick question, I think?
Yes, yes.
I'm just wondering, so these test cases can be generated from design as well? If you have a design document, like something like this, or no, just asking.
Yes, yeah, we can generate. So not only this, yeah, since we already have website ready, I have given the
Yeah,
website. It will explore the entire web application. It will create the user journeys. If you have a design document, you can give that design document as input to the planner agent. Then the test planner agent will analyze the design document. It is going to generate the manual test cases. First, it will create the manual test plan.
manual test case. Yeah, yeah.
So from that manual test plan is created, then there is another agent called test generator. If I select this
Yeah.
test generator agent, it is going to convert your manual test cases into automation test cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it has explored and now it is saying that it has saved the test plan in testplan.md. It has generated mstar-trainings.testplan.md. So now let us see the test cases. Yeah, you see. So it has explored the entire website. Now it has generated all the manual flows. Okay, the manual test case flows it has generated. Now you can go and give the test generator agent and you can give a prompt here. It will write the automation framework for you. It will generate the automation test cases. Then those are ready to run. So this is the power of agents. So as part of this course, we are going to discuss planner agent, how to use that, generator agent, how to use that, healer agent, how to use that. And also we are going to build our custom agent. I will show you how to build a custom agent which can do any other action like a reporting agent which can analyze the reports. It can give more insights. It can interact with the AI. It will give you very detailed insights like which test is failed, why it has failed, what locator it failed, and how to fix the test case, what locator we need to use. So those kind of agents we can build. So as part of this course, we are going to learn along with the inbuilt agents of the Playwright. We will also discuss how to create our custom agents. Okay. So now I want to give. So do you have any questions so far? Say around this Playwright. Okay. So if there are no questions,
I
let
do have a
us.
question.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I mean, like down the line, once the course, like once you start the course, like the proper course, so you will be explaining us like how to connect to the everything, right? Like how do we connect to the LLM, all those things.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So any other questions?
So,
Does
so,
this,
so sorry, go.
sorry, because majority of the companies they're quite skeptical of using AI, especially in finance companies. So these agents, do they leave, I mean, do they leave the data or do they capture the data and store somewhere else in cloud? How do we know that?
Yeah, so and one more thing. So here, if you see, right, so whatever the models that we are getting, so these models should be approved by your company. So whatever the models that are being reviewed and approved, those models you can have access for only those models. If there are no model that has been approved by your company, so you will not see those things in the GitHub Copilot.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
because
think mostly like a approved tool, like you in company, let's say if someone working for Accenture, if they have their own approved tool, you can use those more
yes,
whatever model is there. Yeah.
yes, we can. Yeah, because you can configure those models here. Suppose let's say if the list doesn't populate directly, you can go
Hmm.
to Visual Studio. You can configure your custom LLM there. It can integrate with that.
Yes. Just a quick thing. So does mean in creating a test in this way, there's no programming skill required. Like with Selenium, we use Java a lot.
Yes,
So
so
yeah.
yeah, that's correct. But actually, only the thing you face problem is, see now, as I told you, right, these agents may not be 100% accurate. So it can definitely reduce your effort. But I can say that based on my experience, it can help you to generate 60 to 70% of the automation test cases. But
Yeah.
now I want to generate a framework. But if you want to generate a framework, you have to give instruction to the AI saying that what folders you need, what structure you need, where you need to
Okay.
place the
Gotcha. Gotcha.
locators, where you need to place the pages. So this
Hmm.
information you have to provide to the AI because it cannot generate everything on its own unless you provide detailed instructions. So if
Okay.
you
Okay.
want to
Gotcha.
provide those insights, right, you must have some idea on what is automation framework, what is a playwright, how it works, what is a playwright MCP. So you should have idea on those because see,
Yeah. 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 Else
yeah,
is no problem. Yeah.
yeah, at the end we need to build our custom agents, right? See, we are using inbuilt agents, but always inbuilt agents might not serve your purpose 100%. So there might be a cases where you might need to build your own code or you might need to build your own agents. So if you wanted to build your own agents, first you need to understand what is a Playwright MCP, how it works, and what is a TypeScript, what are the concepts in TypeScript, what is a Playwright, what are the features. So you need to understand all those things.
Are you covering Playwright in this course? Because I done mostly work on like Selenium, open source. Are
Yes.
you?
Yeah, because once the questions are done, right, I just want to give the overview of the course and what are the
Okay. Okay.
prerequisites.
Okay. No worries. No worries.
Yeah, what are the prerequisites for this course? I just wanted to explain on that. So if there are no questions, I think I'll go ahead with the next topic. Okay.
Madhu,
So
how about the data sensitivity, Madhu, how it handles the data sensitivity?
I mean, with respect to AI, you are telling, or in general to
In
Playwright?
general, even in Playwright, if we create our test framework and we start taking the customer details for any of the test, okay, how are we going to handle that?
I think you can keep in JSON files or you can keep in Excel files and you can read from there. So like how we handle in all other frameworks, right? Same way you can handle here as well.
Okay, okay, yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
so are you explaining only the playwright, or is it with the TypeScript or the Python or something
This is
like
going
any
to be,
other
yeah, this will be TypeScript with Playwright. So, yeah,
playwright?
so as part of this course, right? So, let us discuss what I'm going to cover as part of this course. So, first, we will be discussing about TypeScript. So, as part of this TypeScript sessions, we'll discuss from scratch how to install the TypeScript, like what is inheritance, data types, and like that, we'll discuss everything that required for Playwright. So these TypeScript sessions, it will take around 2 weeks of time to from basic to advanced level, which is required for Playwright. So once the TypeScript are done, then we'll dig into the Playwright. So what is a Playwright architecture and how Playwright works and how to handle checkboxes, radio buttons, and how to handle multiple windows. We are going to cover all those things and also API automation. So both web and API in Playwright because as I told you, Playwright also supports the API automation along with the web application automation. We'll discuss both as part of this Playwright sessions. So once these Playwright sessions are done, we'll discuss how to building Playwright frameworks. Okay, we'll take some real-time project and we'll discuss how to build the framework from scratch, how to leverage the Playwright features in this. We'll discuss that. So once these sessions are done, we'll discuss about CI/CD. After that, we'll discuss about Playwright MCP, so MCP servers, and how it looks like, and then we'll discuss about LLM Playwright agents. Then we'll discuss about custom agents building. Okay. So as part of this Playwright MCP server, we'll discuss about how to connect Playwright MCP servers with LLMs and how to use a GitHub Copilot and how to generate test cases and automation frameworks and reports using Playwright agents. After that, we'll build some custom reporting agent. This is not from Playwright. This will be our custom agent. So we'll build our own agent which is going to perform root cause analysis of your test cases that got failed. And then we'll get more insights from the failures and we'll show that in the report. So not only this, we can build anything based on our requirement. So this is what I'm going to cover as part of this course. If you already don't have any experience on TypeScript, it is still fine because we are going to cover this from the scratch. And also you don't need to have prior knowledge on the any programming. That is still fine because we'll cover everything from scratch here. So after this, I'll also provide recorded videos. Every session will be recorded and you will get the material for each session. So for in each session, whatever we discuss it. So we have a material for that. You will get the recorded video, and these recorded videos are those are not getting expired. Those will be for lifetime. So yeah. So this is all about the course. So do you have any other questions?
Roughly how many hours you think this
Yeah.
course is?
So this will take around 30 to 35 sessions. So
Okay.
each session will be, I mean, the sessions are from Monday to Friday. So 5 days a week. And each session will be 45 minutes to 1 hour. So mostly it will be 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour.
What time you thinking? Like
Yeah.
some are in
So
UK, some
yeah,
are
this
in
will be
India.
6 p.m. UK time, Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
If we miss any day, let's say if we need to Monday to like one you go somewhere 6:10. I can
Yeah.
see the budget.
Yes. So I'm just stopping the recording. So just
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. My will be